Hello everyone, welcome to EduTerrain and a warm good evening to you all. So as part of the previous year question series that we have started, we have done one class on that wherein I have taken you through the ARD questions. Just give me a second. One second. Okay, there is some problem. I think I'm not able to write on this. Okay, let me start. See, day before yesterday we have done MCQs of ARD, that is previous year questions from NABARD grade A 2023. Okay, and that was a phase 1 because for NABARD ARD is compulsory in phase 1 and phase 2. And yesterday was supposed to take you through NABARD ESI, that I'll take you tomorrow because since yesterday I couldn't take the class. And today we'll be doing phase 2 ESI questions because in RBI the questions ESI is a part of phase 2 only. So we'll have phase 2 questions. MCQs only I'm going to discuss here because one class I want to take exclusively for the descriptive questions. Okay, so with this introduction, let me start. I couldn't get all the questions, so kindly understand that since these are memory based questions, might be students were not able to recall all the questions. So whatever that I could get, I have added it here, close to 30 questions, but there are few extra questions also because since they were not able to recall, some were saying one kind of question, some were saying one kind of question. So there were more questions from single passage based rather than 2 or 3 which generally are asked. That's why a little bit lengthy, but still all the questions were not covered. Okay, with this introduction, let me start today's session. These are my credentials, you can go through it later as well. Now comes the questions. The first one, the PMSS, that is the Prime Minister's Scholarship Scheme. It is being implemented to encourage technical and postgraduate education. Who among the following is or are eligible under this scheme? Now you have to tell me who are eligible under this scheme. See, first, students who took admission in first year except lateral entry and integrated courses only are eligible to apply for this scheme. Widows of ex-servicemen and ex-Coast Guard personnel. As you can see, it is clearly mentioning that is about something related to forces, armed forces. Wards of civilian including paramilitary personnel. Now you have to tell me which of these are true. Try it. Anyways, just give me a second. I'll be giving the answer because a lot of questions are there. So here in this case, the answer is only A and B are true. Yes, only 1 and 2 are true. Wards of civilians including paramilitary forces, they are not funded under this. It is funded out of National Defense Fund, that is administered by the PMO. I'm really sorry, my pen is not working today. I'm trying but it's not working. Okay. एक बार फिर try करूँ क्या? Yes, it's working now. It's not working. There's some problem. Let me see. Sorry for the goof up. Let's get back to the session. And this scheme is managed by the Kendriya Sainik Board. And the scholarships are available for education at various technical institutions. Especially these scholarships are available for the higher education under the technical education part. And the scheme was introduced in 2006. 5,500 scholarships are being awarded annually under this scheme, which is managed by the Kendriya Sainik Board. And how much is the amount that is being given? 2,000 for boys and 2,250 for girls per month. And this entire amount is paid annually. ये पहले था, अभी recently इसको increase किया गया है to 2,500 for boys and 3,000 for girls. Okay, and completely online DBT कर दिया है 2016-17 से. Moving on to our next question. Mani is 35 years old and she has two daughters, Tina and Reena, 12 years and 8 years. She lost her husband and is currently availing benefits under the स्वाधार गृह स्कीम, जो अभी शक्ति सदन इसमें merge हो गया है umbrella scheme में. Now you have to tell me which of the following is not true. Now these or majority of the questions I have included are relevant for you for this year's exam as well. क्योंकि बहुत सारे स्कीम्स क्वेश्चन है एंड इफ देर आर एनी फिगर्स दैट आर एसोसिएटेड विथ प्रीवियस ईयर फिगर्स और समथिंग आई हैवंट इंक्लूडेड देम, ओनली दोज क्वेश्चंस आई हैव इंक्लूडेड व्हिच कैन हैव अ पॉजिटिव हेल्प टू यू इन दिस एग्जामिनेशन. वैसे फिगर्स वाले क्वेश्चन तो मुझे दिखे नहीं, आई मीन एज पर द मेमोरी बेस्ड वॉट एवर स्टूडेंट्स हैव प्रोवाइडेड. अदरवाइज ऑल्सो these are most important for you even for 2024 RBI grade B exam as well. Okay, and many times it has been observed that questions are repeated, previous year questions कई बार repeat होते हैं. And here in this case, Mani can take the benefits of the scheme till 45 years. Tina cannot stay with Mani as she is about 10 years. This is wrong and नॉट ट्रू, वो दोनों ठीक है. मनी कैन ओनली टेक द बेनिफिट्स 3 years. दिस इज रॉन्ग. वाई? बिकॉज शी कैन टेक बेनिफिट्स टिल 5 years. 5 years तक है. अगर ओल्ड एज है तो दे विल बी शिफ्टेड टू द ओल्ड एज होम्स एट दैट टाइम. ओके, सो आंसर ए, ओनली ए एंड बी. ओके, यस, ओनली ए एंड बी आर नॉट ट्रू. ओके, नो, इट इज 5 years. एक्चुअली दिस इज सी इज नॉट ट्रू. बेनिफिट्स 5 years तक है. मैंने ऑप्शंस गलत दिया है. नॉट ट्रू इज ओनली सी. सी इज नॉट ट्रू. आई एम सॉरी, यहाँ पे मैंने ऑप्शन गलत दिया है. अदरवाइज द रेस्ट 2 आर करेक्ट. एंड हियर स्वाधार गृह एंड उज्ज्वला स्कीम, एज आई हैव सेड अर्लियर ऑल्सो, शक्ति सदन उसमें इंटीग्रेटेड रिलीफ एंड रिहेबिलिटेशन होम उस स्कीम में merge किया गया है. बिकॉज वॉट एवर द स्कीम्स दैट आर देयर अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन एंड चाइल्ड वेलफेयर, दे हैव बीन पुट अंडर 3 different heads. मिशन शक्ति एक है, एक पीएम पोषण का एक है, एंड 3 रिलेटेड टू एक और स्कीम है. 3 schemes में अभी इन्होंने किया है. मुझे थर्ड वन आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल दैट नाउ. अदरवाइज ऑल द स्कीम्स हैव बीन पुट अंडर दिस. Why they have done this when all were running so peacefully? This is because majority of these schemes were having similar objective. So to avoid any confusion or to administratively also it would be easy for them to run, they have been grouped under 3 major parts. Okay, yes. Moving on to our next question. An NGO is trying to open Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Kendra. Which among the following will be the benefits that are available to this NGO under the said scheme? See, there are various eligibility criteria and benefits that are available for those who are opening PM Jan Aushadhi Kendras under the PM Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. Now, here they have given, NGOs are given incentive at the rate of 15% of monthly purchase made from PMBI. This is the one that is the implementing agency for this Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana. By these Pradhan Mantri this Jan Aushadhi Kendras, subject to ceiling of 15,000 per month. NGOs are provided 20% margin on MRP on each drug. In case NGO is a special beneficiary, then it will receive incentive of 2 lakhs as well, so that they can set up everything properly. Yes. In this case, actually all of these are true. All of these are true. As you can see here, incentives here provided clearly. One-time incentive 2 lakhs is provided, and medicines are procured only from the World Health Organization, that is good. Manufacturing practices certified suppliers only, and all these again, each batch of drug is tested at laboratories which are accredited by NABL, so that they can have the best quality medicines. And operating agency will be provided 20% margin on MRP, which actually is for everyone. Okay, those who are willing to open the Kendra. Moving on to our next question. Shankar has a daughter, Meena, who is 8 years old. Shankar is worried about her studies and marriage. He wants to save money for her future but has no idea where he should invest or save the money. Shankar met his friend Shiva, where they started discussion about their own daughter's future. Shiva told Shankar about an account which is meant for girl child. In this account, minimum rupees 250 and maximum rupees 1.5 lakh can be deposited. The scheme under which this account is being opened is operational since 2015. They are talking about the scheme operationality by the Ministry of Women and Child Welfare. Now, Shankar was satisfied with Shiva's advice and has opened the account in his daughter's name. This is the passage. Based on which, this is the question that was asked. As per the details of the scheme provided in the given passage, identify the correct statements. Premature withdrawal is limited to 50% of the balance that was at the end of the preceding financial year. Maximum validity of account is 14 years. The said scheme is meant for the girl child below 10 years of age. Here, yes, if it is correct statements, what will you select? Here B is wrong. Okay, only A and C and correct. Why? Because the maximum validity of the account is 21 years. As you can see here, the account shall mature 21 years from the date of opening or on marriage of the girl child under whose name the account is being opened. As you can see here, here is the point. I'm really sorry, आज पता नहीं क्यों पेन काम नहीं कर रहा है. Okay, otherwise all other they are fitting well in the options. Now coming to audio problem. Just give me a second. Why is it creating problem today? Everything was well. I have checked before starting the session also. Hello. Is it audible, Arpan? Is it clear? Because before starting itself, I'll check everything. Okay, let me check once again. Hello. Here it's showing very good. As if there is no problem. Can you please check at your end, Arpan, once? Okay. Thank you, Arpan. So moving on to our next question, again from scheme section. This particular scheme, Scheme Z, was launched by the Government of India on 5th April 2016 to promote entrepreneurship at grassroots level, focusing on economic empowerment and job creation. So यहीं पे आपको strike हो जाना चाहिए, something about startups. Now, who among the following can avail benefits under the scheme? Srilata belongs to marginal community and wants to avail loan for her startup under this scheme. Lata and Neeta sisters, they belong to ST and they want to avail a loan of 50 lakhs. Brijesh, who works in construction work, wants to open his startup to give benefits to housing to rural sector. Now you have to tell me yes, which of these or who might be eligible to avail the benefits under this scheme. Now this scheme is exclusively for the minorities and the women and the reserved candidates. So only A and B can avail this, not C. Moving on to our next question. This is again one more scheme. This is a central sector scheme which became operational from 1/12/2018. As per the scheme, an income support is provided to all landholding farmer families. In this case, farmer families, husband, wife and children. Identification of eligible beneficiary families under the scheme is done by the respective state government and union territory administration. On the basis of this, a fund is directly transferred to the bank accounts of the beneficiaries. Now you have to tell me which is the scheme that we are talking about. See, बहुत easy questions है, but the thing is they are so lengthy that you will take good amount of time in reading the question itself. So यहाँ पे one thing that can help you a lot is practice questions. Okay, so once you do whatever scheme or report or anything, kindly attend the practice tests that are being provided, so that the pace at which you are able to read and attempt the question increase. क्योंकि एक बार बिल्कुल दिमाग में बैठ जाता है if you continuously attempt the test. ओके, तो ऑलरेडी हमने स्कीम्स वाला जो पहले किया था उसका टेस्ट लाइव कर दिया हमने, रिपोर्ट्स वाला भी अभी लाइव करने वाली हूँ टुमारो. सो प्लीज प्रैक्टिस दोज टेस्ट वेल. इसीलिए मैं वो क्वेश्चंस यहाँ पे नहीं करवा रही हूँ, बी इट रिपोर्ट्स और द स्कीम्स. आई विल बी टेकिंग ओनली द थियरी पार्ट हियर सो दैट यू कैन प्रैक्टिस दोज क्वेश्चंस एट योर एंड एट योर पेस. ओके, यस, अदरवाइज आई वुड हैव डन इट हियर. मैं PDF भी अपलोड कर देती, लेकिन उससे ज्यादा हेल्प नहीं मिलने वाला है. Here we are talking about Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, where 6,000 rupees is being provided to the farmers in 3 equated installments, especially to all the farmers with some exclusions. Okay, so that they can use that money for their inputs and all other purposes. Okay, moving on to our next question. Again, one of the schemes or programs. Ekalavya Model Residential School EMRS is a government initiative in India aimed at providing quality education to tribal children. These schools are fully funded by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. EMRS focuses on the holistic development of students by providing them with a conducive learning environment, modern infrastructure and trained teachers. Government has planned to build EMRS in every block with 50% or more ST population and at least 20,000 tribal persons. How much capital cost for construction of EMRS is provided by government in case of northeast hilly and left wing extremism affected areas? If you can see, ऊपर का कुछ भी जरूरत नहीं थी, सिर्फ लास्ट 2 sentences. How much capital cost for construction of EMRS is provided by the government in case of northeast hilly and left wing extremism affected states? इतना ही था. So please be very very careful with these kind of questions. अगर आपने नोटिस किया है तो मेरे भी क्वेश्चन सारे ऐसे रहते हैं, लोडेड विथ इंफॉर्मेशन, बट वो इसलिए मैं डालती हूँ सो दैट एक ही क्वेश्चन में 3-4 क्वेश्चन हम लोग कवर कर ले. बट हियर इन दिस केस दे आर गिविंग सो एज टू मेक इट लेंदी, एंड हियर कम्स योर प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड. सो आपका प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड से ही आप समझ सकते हो कि बिल्कुल नहीं, ऊपर वाला नहीं पढ़ने से लास्ट 2 sentences से ही आपका क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया, इमीडिएटली आंसर. ओके, सो रेगुलर स्कूल्स इन रेगुलर एरियाज में दैट इज 37.8 crores, that is for plain areas. वही नॉर्थ ईस्ट हिली एंड LW एरियाज के लिए 48 crores. Others I have already given here. You can go through it once later. Content after I upload the PDF. Once again, moving on to our next question. This initiative has been launched by the Ministry of Civil Aviation in December 2022 for a biometric boarding system using facial biometric verification technology, which aims to provide seamless and hassle-free experience for passengers at airports rather than waiting that they'll look into the papers or the soft copy of your ID cards and all that. They'll just, everything would be verified through the facial recognition only. Now, बाकी सब पैसेज उसी का है. Now, which among the following initiatives are we discussing? First 2 sentences से ही आपको समझ में आ गया है which passage, which initiative are we talking about. It is डिजी यात्रा, क्योंकि वही एक है जो चल रहा है, डिजिटल वाला जो चल रहा है. सो रेस्ट एवरीथिंग दे हैव अगेन एक्सप्लेन्ड व्हाट इज इट्स ऑब्जेक्टिव, इट्स एम, हाउ इट इज डन एंड ऑल दैट. सो आपके एग्जाम के लिए अगेन हियर प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड, फर्स्ट 2 sentences, last 2 sentences, that's it, done. Okay, moving on to our next question. Shashidhar is 38 years old. Now these are those kind of questions where you have to read the entire question. Until unless you read that, you will not be able to answer the question. So you have to understand where to invest your time and where you have to show some smartness. Okay, Shashidhar is 38 years old. He has 6 members in his family. He is involved in construction work. He got to know about the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which is the world's largest health insurance scheme. He also found that this scheme aims at providing a health cover of rupees 5 lakhs per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization to poor and vulnerable families. Finding out importance of this scheme, he enrolled himself and his family under this scheme. Now, which among the following statements is or are true about benefits of scheme to Shashidhar? Only 5 members of his family can avail the benefits. Only his dependent parents can avail this benefit. He cannot avail the benefits as he has crossed the age limit of 38 years. Now you have to tell me which of these is or are true. See, in this case, none of the above. Nothing is true because membership, as you can see here, यहाँ पे there is no restriction here on family size, age or gender to avail benefits of this scheme. Okay, so that is important. Whenever any scheme जब भी पूछते हैं 5 points, whenever you are reading or studying about a scheme, focus on 5 points. First, the title of the scheme. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि they'll give you the abbreviated forms. So until unless you know the complete title, abbreviated forms, उसका that would be difficult. So please be very, very careful. Acronyms, abbreviations, very important when it comes to schemes. What is the implementing ministry or the nodal agency? Sometimes we have nodal agencies as well for various schemes, like for example Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. उसमें क्या है that ministry is the Ministry of Small and MSME, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, but the nodal agency is KVIC, Khadi Village Industries Commission. So you have to be careful. Implementing ministry कौन सी है, nodal agency कौन सी है. Okay, and whether it is a central sector scheme or centrally sponsored scheme, उसका ratio कितने में है, that also would be important. Third important would be the goal or objective. हर scheme का goal, objective, aim रहता है. Along with that, you should also understand whether it is, what is its timelines. उसका sunset point कौन सा है, when it is going to be ending, whether it is a pilot project है या फिर full fledged scheme है, that all you should know. And last comes the fifth point would be your salient features or how the scheme is run and what are the various benefits. ऑब्जेक्टिव्स एम्स अलग है, फिर आपके फीचर्स में ही आपको सारे बेनिफिट्स ये सारे मिल जाएंगे. एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया क्या है, क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स मिलेंगे, किस तरह से मिलेंगे, हाउ दे कैन बी गिवन. जैसे अभी विश्वकर्मा स्कीम है, उसमें क्या है, जब तक फर्स्ट ट्रांच है वो सही से पे नहीं करते, सेकेंड दे वोंट बी गिवन. सिमिलर विद स्वनिधि प्रोग्राम. सो फीचर्स अलग अलग रहते हैं. सो यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल कि किस तरह से वो अवेल कर सकते हैं. ओके, ये 5 पॉइंट्स आप याद रखोगे ना, इट वुड बी वेरी इजी टू सेल थ्रू विथ स्कीम्स. एंड डोंट ट्राई टू रीड ऑल द स्कीम्स एट ए टाइम. डेली थोड़े थोड़े कीजिए, सो दैट बाय द टाइम यू नियर द एग्जाम आपके पास जितने भी करंट अफेयर्स में स्कीम्स चल रहे हैं, एवरीथिंग वुड बी डन. दैट टू यू विल रिमेंबर एवरीथिंग एक्चुअली. ओके, नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट पैसेज. एक्स मिशन was launched by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 20th October 2022 at Kevadia, Gujarat. It is India-led global mass movement to nudge individual and community action to protect and preserve the environment. Rest everything they have given about the mission only. How it is done, why it is done, how it is going to impact positively the environment, what are the major highlights, everything they have given here except the name of the scheme. Now you have to tell me what is Mission X that is being talked about in this above passage. So this is also one such passage where थोड़ा सा presence of mind आपको apply करना पड़ेगा. If you can apply that, it really is very easy to identify the scheme. Yes, we are talking about Mission Lifestyle for Environment. Okay. Now, which among the following is the international event during which this mission was, the mentioned above, was announced? Launched already उन्होंने दे दिया है. Why would they ask that again? See, passage उसी तरह से देते हैं कि they won't ask anything that you can find answer in the passage. Very rarely you will have that. Otherwise, they'll ask questions based on the passage only. Yes, कहाँ पे हुआ था ये? When was this announced? This was announced during the United Nations Framework to Combat Climate Change or Conference on Climate Change. That was in Glasgow, Scotland. COP26 में ये हुआ था. Okay, and recently जो हुआ था जो है COP28, which was in Dubai. Very recently, 30th November से 12th December 2023 को हुआ था. Okay, moving on to our next question. Which of the following is or are not a theme of Mission X? So here Mission Life हमने समझ गए. Now you have to tell me how many themes are there, of which of the following is not the theme. See, whenever any program, any mission, any scheme is launched, that would be important from where it has been launched. कई बार इसके ऊपर questions पूछे गए हैं. So please be very careful. So here also they have asked from where he has announced that. Here, plant trees is the only one that is not a theme, and there are 7 themes under life mission life that include reduce waste, reduce e-waste, adopt healthy lifestyle, adopt sustainable food systems, say no to single use plastic, save water, save energy. These are the 7 themes. And why did they ask? जो 2022 में launch किया है, तो why did they ask in the 2023 exam? This is because उसी टाइम पे जो एग्जाम के टाइम पे ही 1 year of mission life has completed and lot of events were organized. So that was the one because of which it was in limelight. See, any scheme, even if it has been launched 15-20 years back also, but if it is in limelight currently just prior to your exam, 6 months में अगर है तो definitely that would be important for your exam. Even एक sentence में भी appear हुआ ना, that would be asked. Now moving on to our next question from the same topic. This mission envisages 3 core shifts towards sustainability in 3 major phases. Now you have to match them correctly. Yes, Mission Life, one of the most important programs that has been launched by India. Okay, bringing 1 billion, they want to bring on 1 billion people to come out with some small changes in their lifestyle, so that can have a positive impact on the environment. And see, only when there is change in demand, best example मैं यहाँ लूँगी plastic bags, paper plastic bags. अगर demand ही नहीं है कि अभी क्या है, businessmen क्या बोलते हैं कि we are already in business, how can we shift so suddenly? There is already huge demand and we are getting good income. Why should we shift? There is no demand, much demand for the paper bags and all that. So first thing, in phase 1 they are planning to change the demand itself. अगर demand में change आ गया तो obviously that can work out for supplier. Demand ही नहीं है तो why should we be into this plastic cover manufacturing? Let's shift to paper bags. That will happen only when we work on the demand. So in phase 1, government is planning under this Mission Life program that they'll bring changes in demand by creating awareness. उसके बाद सप्लाई में, once सप्लाई में भी चेंजेस आ गए तो obviously it would be easy for them to make any policy based on that. Otherwise acceptability would be a major issue. Okay, so for which they have planned this in 3 phases. Phase 1 change in demand, phase 2 change in supply, and phase 3 it would be change in policy. Okay, now which of the following has become the first country to include Mission X in its nationally determined contributions? As per the UNFCCC Paris Agreement 2015 में जो हुआ था, no 2005. So as per that, every country has to submit their nationally determined contributions. That we'll do this much. इतना हम लोग पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल करेंगे और ऐसे हम लोग प्रोग्राम्स रन करेंगे सो दैट वी कैन हैव अ पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ऑन द एनवायरनमेंट. ऐसे कई सारे दे कैन प्रोवाइड नेशनल डिटरमाइंड कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस. सो इंडिया का India was the first country to do this because we have taken the initiative, we have announced this, we have launched this program. So obviously India is the first country to. ये बहुत ही लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन है और कुछ नहीं. यस, अर्पण अभी तक तो ऐसा हुआ नहीं है लेकिन होने के चांसेस तो है. वी कांट से एनीथिंग. सी कई बार ऐसा होता है कि हम लोग एग्जाम में दे आस्क्ड, अच्छा दिस ईयर दे फोकस्ड मोर ऑन स्कीम्स, लेट फोकस ऑन स्कीम्स ओनली. ये टेंडेंसी रहता है स्टूडेंट्स का. 2023 में बहुत सारे स्कीम्स आए थे, 2024 वाले में मे बी स्कीम से क्वेश्चन आते हैं, फिर एग्जामिनर बिल्कुल पलट जाता है. ही माइट गिव फ्रॉम द रेगुलर करंट अफेयर्स ओनली. ओके, सो अगेन आफ्टर दैट अगेन अरे इस बार तो रेगुलर करंट अफेयर्स है, होपफुली 2025 में उस तरह से आएगा, सेम आएगा फिर करंट अफेयर्स. सो ही माइट चेंज, examiner might change the questions. So you have to be ready for all these kinds of turnarounds. So for which previous year questions if you can do, you'll have an idea on the kind of questions that are asked, and अगर repeat हुए तो that would be icing on the cake for you itself. अभी तक तो ऐसे जनरली क्वेश्चंस रिपीट वाले तो मैंने आरबीआई में तो नहीं देखा, नाबार्ड में ये बहुत होता है कि नाबार्ड में कई सारे क्वेश्चंस रिपीट होते हैं. ओके, यस, होप आई वाज एबल टू आंसर योर क्वेरी अर्पण. Now moving on to our next passage. These tribal groups are most vulnerable among the tribal groups. Due to this factor, more developed and assertive tribal groups take a major chunk of the tribal development funds, because of which they need more funds directed for their development. And they have given here, they typically have small population, distinct cultural practices, languages, traditions that need protection and preservation, and all that about those tribal groups. Okay, now the question that was asked was, the developmental work for the above mentioned tribal groups in the passage are being undertaken under which of the following priorities of Saptarishi of the Union Budget 2023-24. कि ये लास्ट ईयर वाला क्वेश्चन है तो उसके बेसिस पे होगा, दिस ईयर वॉट एवर माइट बी द इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्ट्स अबाउट द यूनियन बजट 2024-25 दैट वुड बी इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर योर एग्जाम. सो यू कैन गेट दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम यूनियन बजट. तो उन्हें सप्तर्षि वाला एक कॉन्सेप्ट दिया था लास्ट ईयर, तो उसमें एक ऐसा था, वो 7 पॉइंट्स में से एक ऐसा पॉइंट था दैट वॉज टेकन अप स्पेशली फॉर दीज काइंड ऑफ ट्राइबल पीपल ओनली. Okay, these here we are talking about PVTG, that is particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, here it was reaching the last mile, because these are those people who जो ट्राइबल्स के लिए ऑलरेडी स्कीम्स है, दे आर स्टिल नॉट एबल टू मेक यूज ऑफ दैट बिकॉज ऑफ वेरियस रीजंस, लाइक हियर दे हैव गिवन पॉवर्टी, इलिटरेसी, limited access to basic services, they don't have proper awareness. So for which reaching the last mile actually attributes to these kind of people, that is PVTGs. Okay, now which among the following is or are the criteria being used by government of India to identify these tribal groups mentioned in the above passage? सारे वो पैसेज में ही दिया है. ओके, क्राइटेरिया भी ऑलमोस्ट ऑन द some point, not all but some point. Here in this case distinct cultural practices छोड़ के बाकी सब इसमें आते हैं, बिकॉज कल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस से उनका बेस्ड ऑन दैट क्राइटेरिया बना के टू प्रोवाइड एनी स्कीम्स, दैट इज नॉट डन. इकोनॉमिक बैकवर्डनेस है, प्री एग्रीकल्चर लेवल ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, डिक्लाइनिंग और स्टैग्नेंट पॉपुलेशन, लो लेवल ऑफ लिटरेसी, लो अवेयरनेस लेवल्स अबाउट द वेरियस स्कीम्स, या फिर लैक ऑफ प्रॉपर हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटीज, लैक ऑफ प्रॉपर एजुकेशनल फैसिलिटीज इन द एरियाज वेयर दे स्टे. Those are the criteria that the government generally looks into to provide the facilities. Now, these PVTGs, they are available, they are present in India in only few states, not all the states. ये भी एक list इन्होंने mention किया है, and in each state what are those groups that also they have mentioned. Wikispedia में बहुत clearly everything has been mentioned beautifully. Now you have to tell me which among the following is a state or union territory that does not have the presence of these PVTGs which have been mentioned in the passage. PVTGs वहाँ दिया नहीं है. I am repeating again and again because we are talking about particularly vulnerable tribal groups only in this case. Yes. And last year there was lot of programs and schemes that were highlighted during the budget 2023-24. That's the reason they had picked that question. In this case, Assam is the answer, which do not have the presence of these PVTGs, as you can see here. Andhra, Bihar and Jharkhand, Gujarat, Karnataka, Kerala, MP, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Odisha, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Tripura, UP and Uttarakhand, West Bengal, Andaman and Nicobar. Only in these you can find the PVTGs, and the PVTGs name also they have given. They can ask you that question also. Okay, Katodi is the PVTG in which state? They can ask these kind of questions as well. Okay, moving on to our next passage. Now this portal is a step towards building a comprehensive Aadhaar authenticated database of workers in India engaged in unorganized sector. This was all over the news at that time. to build national database of unorganized workers. It is the first ever national database of unorganized workers being built up in the country. Especially the gig workers, they were focusing on them. It intends to register the unorganized laborers engaged as construction workers, migrant workers, gig and platform workers, street vendors, domestic workers, agriculture workers, milkmen, fishermen, truck drivers, etc. Now, the portal was launched in 2021 and it facilitates the last mile delivery of various social security schemes being implemented by the central and state governments for them, for which this NDUW, National Database of Unorganized Workers, is being done. Now, from this passage, which among the following is a ministry or institution that has recently added new feature in the said portal to provide access to child education and women-centric schemes to the migrant workers? Now, who can do this? Only that ministry which has launched this portal, or which is the implementing ministry for this portal, okay, or the implementing agency for this portal. Only they can do that, be it any scheme. Yes. Before giving you the answer, let me request you all to please like this session, share this session, and share this session with your friends as well. And please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so that whatever sessions that we are conducting, you will not miss out on the same. And here in this case, it is Ministry of Labor and Employment. Okay. Though the schemes are related to women and child welfare, implementing ministry is the one which is authorized to add all that. Now, this particular portal mentioned in the above passage has been recently integrated with one of the applications developed by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, which is that division with which, or application with which, this portal is integrated. There are various applications, divisions that are under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. One of those divisions has been added here in this case. And since we want everything to be looked into online, the governance part, so they have done this with the e-governance division. As you can see here, the third one here. This one. Okay. I'm really sorry, but I don't want to cancel this session. Yesterday also I had to. I don't want to do this today. Okay. Moving on to our next question. As per the same passage, which of the following services can be accessed through this NDUW portal? Yes. For all those unorganized workers, various schemes are already there. Okay, so we want to create that awareness, or from there itself they can directly avail those schemes or programs or initiatives that are being taken by the government, both central and state. So all those schemes have been updated in that programs, schemes, initiatives. In this case, all of these services can be availed by those unorganized workers who enroll themselves on this portal. Okay. Now, which among the following is not the objective or objectives of PMMSY? So, abbreviated forms, very, very important. Okay, acronyms, very, very important. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. And last year only, RBI has clearly mentioned agriculture is also basic agriculture, not core concepts पूछेंगे जैसे ARD में पूछते हैं, but here at least the schemes, major reports, that would be important for your RBI exam as well. So here when we talk about Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, all these are the initiatives, that is doubling of the incomes of the fishers and fish farmers, enhancing the fish production by an additional 70 lakh tons, and increase fisheries export earnings to 1 lakh crore by 2024-25. Currently ये 60,000 के आसपास है. अभी लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट अभी आया नहीं है, जुलाई में आता है, जून जुलाई में. Then we'll be able to know the exact figure. generate an additional 55 lakh direct and indirect gainful employment opportunities in the fisheries sector under this scheme, reduce post-harvest losses from 20 to 25% to about 10%, okay, and provide educational support to the children of fishermen. In this case, E is the one, it doesn't provide any educational support to the children of fishermen, but others they are planning to do infrastructural development, supply chain management, फिशिंग होने के बाद जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए फॉर द सप्लाई चेन, मार्केटिंग, ऑल दैट. सो दे आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट. पहले ये ब्लू रेवोल्यूशन था. वंस अ ब्लू रेवोल्यूशन का टाइमलाइन खत्म हो गया है, वॉट एवर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स और गोल्स दैट वर अर्लियर सेट अंडर दैट, दे हैव बीन ऑल ब्रॉट इन हियर along with some new goals or objectives. Okay, as you can see at this table, आप देख लोगे तो enough. And second important point, this is one such scheme in the history of fisheries. सबसे highest amount has been allocated 20,000 crores, 20,050 crores. Okay, अभी तक इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया में फिशरीज रिलेटेड कोई भी स्कीम को इतना हाई अमाउंट एलोकेट नहीं किया गया है. ओके, यस, मूविंग ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following statements about Bhumi Rashi portal is or are not true? Yes, Bhumi Rashi portal क्या है? And once again I can see new students have joined. For their convenience, again I am highlighting one thing. All these questions, they are applicable for this year exam as well. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि पुराना वाला है तो एक बार देख लेंगे. No, it might कम इसी स्कीम से पूछने के चांसेस भी है. एंड अदर स्कीम्स ऑल्सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट आर आस्क्ड इन द एग्जाम. ओके, यस, एनीवन हु वांट्स टू ट्राई दिस भूमि राशि पोर्टल? Here it is none of the above because all of these are true. Yes, it is an e-governance initiative of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि एक्सपेंशन में, रोड एक्सपेंशन में या रोड वाइडनिंग में या कुछ और काम में, नो, द रेजिडेंशियल एरियाज आर आल्सो समटाइम्स they have to take in. During that time they will be provided with the compensation. But many a times it happens that कि गवर्नमेंट से, वहाँ से स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से आता है, देन दे लुक इन टू दैट द सेंट्रल वन, एंड आफ्टर दैट फिर कोई इश्यू रेज होता है कि दिस इज नॉट द अमाउंट दैट वी वर एक्सपेक्टिंग, इतना मार्केट वैल्यू, कई सारे इश्यूज होते हैं. सो टू मेक एवरीथिंग ट्रांसपेरेंट, दिस पर्टिकुलर इनिशिएटिव हैज बीन टेकन अप सो दैट वॉट एवर द कंपेंसेशन दैट इज प्रोवाइडेड दैट विल गो डायरेक्टली इन टू द लैंड ओनर्स अकाउंट, and the compensation, everything would be processed through the public financial management system which is under the Ministry of Finance. Okay, so ये बहुत easy रहेगा. Single point platform for online processing of land acquisition notifications to accelerate the highway infrastructure developmental projects. Okay, moving on to our next question. Now, which of the following pairs has been correctly matched? A married woman recently shifted to the city with her husband. One-stop center. A lady from the SC community wants to invest in a greenfield project. Stand Up India. Someone wants to improve the breed of milch animal. Rashtriya Gokul Mission. Again, one scheme related to agriculture. So please, agriculture related schemes, at least the flagship schemes of main, जैसे मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड फार्मर्स वेलफेयर, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनिमल हस्बेंड्री, डेयरिंग एंड फिशरीज, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट. ओके, इनके स्कीम्स एटलीस्ट एक बार देख लीजिए. मेजर स्कीम्स, इफ नॉट ऑल, एटलीस्ट द मेजर वंस. अभी तक जितने भी क्वेश्चंस मैंने देखा है इसमें सारे फ्लैगशिप स्कीम्स ही है. ऐसा कोई स्कीम नहीं है दैट दे हैव आस्क्ड कि बहुत छोटा सा स्कीम हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. ओनली द मेजर स्कीम्स. सो एटलीस्ट प्लीज गो थ्रू देम. ओके, ऑल दोज 3 मिनिस्ट्रीज का. Here B and C are correct and A is not correct. Okay. Moving on to our next question. Which among the following schemes will help cooperative institutions access new and innovative ideas of young professionals while the interns will gain इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम इनडायरेक्टली उन्होंने बता दिया है यहाँ पे. Okay, they will gain the experience of working in the field to be self-reliant. It will provide the young professionals an opportunity of practical exposure and learning from the working of NCDC and cooperatives as a paid intern. They will be getting some amount as well. Which is that scheme? क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है young minds, fresh blood. They'll have new ideas. So why not cooperative institutions take those ideas and implement, for which an internship program has been launched, giving a title. Yes, it is Sahakar Mitra, and authorized ministry is the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Initiative of National Cooperative Development Corporation, majorly आत्मनिर्भर भारत के अंडर उस आइडिया के साथ इन्होंने लॉन्च किया है. पेड इंटर्नशिप है फॉर 4 months. सहकार मित्रा स्कीम ऑन इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम, सिप प्रोग्राम बोलते हैं उसको. ओके, एक्सक्यूज मी. मूविंग ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, अगेन स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड. Now, which among the following statements about the PM E-Vidya scheme is or are correct? Yes, there are 3 statements. See, पहले ये होता था कि स्कीम्स में हम लोग स्कीम्स क्या कोई भी न्यूज़ आर्टिकल वी यूज टू डू द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स because straight questions they used to ask questions directly, and students were very easily they used to give the answers if they had good knowledge. But अभी क्या हो रहा है, they are giving statements. Even एक statement का भी आपका आइडिया नहीं है, so it would be very difficult for you to answer the question. गलत भी हो सकता है. So whenever you're studying about any scheme, please be very careful about its features, whatever that I have highlighted, that 5 points. Please focus on that thoroughly. Here in this case, all of these are true. That is, e-learning content for visually impaired is also provided. Educational content is available across the country on radio, YouTube and TV. Shiksha Vani of CBSE disseminates audio content for various subjects of grades 9 to 12. Through various platforms like SWAYAM, MOOCs, DAISY, a digital accessible information system, especially for those who are blind or have some print disability. All these are under this E-Vidya program only. Moving on to our next question, again from agriculture part. Who among the following can be the beneficiary of the PM Kisan Man Dhan Yojana? Yes. So here they are asking you question from the eligibility part. अभी भी नहीं चल रहा है मेरा पेन. यस, ओके, here it is. A 35-year-old person with less than 2 hectares of land, that is a small and marginal farmer. Clearly PM किसान मतलब किसान farmers के लिए है, तो obviously he should be a farmer. Okay. Here small and marginal farmers कौन है वो दे दिया, and eligibility small and marginal farmer at age between 18 to 40 years. Minimum fixed amount जो pension मिलेगा उनको 3000, again based on the entry, the age at which they are entering into the scheme. 18 years से 40 years तक 55 rupees से 200 amount they have to pay, and the rest central government will pay the equal amount to the pension fund. Okay, moving on to our next question. Yes, only see, very good Arpan. Which among the following statements about the PM Vaya Vandana Yojana is or are not true? The investment limit under the scheme is rupees 7 lakhs. Pension is paid monthly, quarterly, half yearly or yearly basis. A person at the age of 61 also can invest. Yes, which is the point that is not true here. Here in this case it is not 7 lakhs but as you can see 15 lakhs per senior citizen. एज का नो लिमिट, मिनिमम एंट्री एज इज 60 years कंप्लीट होना चाहिए, बट आफ्टर दैट नो एंट्री एज, इन्वेस्टमेंट 15 lakhs एंड आफ्टर दैट परचेज के हिसाब से एंड ऑप्शन के हिसाब से दे विल बी प्रोवाइडेड विद द पेंशन. ओके, moving on to our next question. Which among the following statements about the stand up India scheme is or are true? आप देख रहे होगे 2-3 क्वेश्चंस इसी के बेसिस पे आए हैं. बिकॉज ऑफ क्लैरिटी नहीं थी कौन सा क्वेश्चन है, एज बिकॉज मेमोरी बेस्ड है तो बच्चे दे विल ऑल्सो गेट कन्फ्यूज. इतनी देर तक एग्जाम दे के आए, वी कांट हॉन्ट देम इमीडिएटली. सो जितना उनको याद आया है बेस्ड ऑन द डिफरेंट सोर्सेस, 3-4 questions उन्होंने बताया था. So all I have included here. Anyways, that would be as a revision also for us, right? Which among the following statements about the Stand Up India scheme is or are true? It facilitates bank loans between rupees 10 lakhs to 1 crore. Loans available for brownfield projects as well. It should be repaid in up to 7 years with a moratorium of up to 36 months. Yes, इसमें कौन से options true है? Okay, it is only A is true. It is only for greenfield projects. Okay, and moratorium 18 months का कुछ, I don't exactly remember, मुझे अभी याद नहीं आ रहा है, but it's not 36 months, उतना नहीं है. Okay, moving on to our last passage for this. Every 5th family in India is still unaware about the benefits of the portability facility provided by the One Nation One Ration Card scheme, which is under the public distribution system. Now, a study was conducted in few states in Andhra Pradesh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Rajasthan and UP, covering 6,700 low-income households and 1,500 public distribution system dealers, that is ration shop owners in simpler terms. These states have a 40% share in the PDS and were the first to adopt One Nation One Ration Card scheme. Okay, and इसी के ऊपर उन्होंने बहुत कुछ दिया है कि who has done this excuse me, who has done this survey and all that. Questions इसके हिसाब से नहीं है. Let me take you through the questions. The landmark plan of ONORC is a countrywide innovation that allows which among the following beneficiaries, particularly migrant beneficiaries, to claim either full or part food grains from any fair price shop of choice in the country through existing ration card with biometric और आधार ऑथेंटिकेशन इन ए सीमलेस मैनर. एंड अभी फिर से रीवैल्यूएशन हो रहा है. अभी आई थिंक अप्रैल या मई का लास्ट डेट है. कई स्टेट्स में उन्होंने रीवैल्यूएशन स्टार्ट किया. दैट इज दोज हु हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन, ऑलरेडी उनके नाम पे रेशन कार्ड्स है, दे हैव टू again redo the KYC, so that along with the provision of their biometrics etc, authentication, आधार authentication, so that फिर से full proof हो जाए. कई बार इधर से उधर जाते हैं, some might pass away, कई सारे reasons होते हैं for which they are doing that as well. Why I know this? Because in Telangana they are doing, हैदराबाद में हो रहा है. Yes, under which simpler, all these they are under one program or one act that is promising that they will be provided with food. No one would go to bed hungry, and that is National Food Security Act, NFSA. Under this only everything, all these initiatives are being taken up. Okay, in the event of non-supply of food grains, how the government compensate the beneficiaries under the NFSA? यस, वेरी रिसेंटली इसको भी अम्ब्रेला प्रोग्राम में कन्वर्ट कर दिया था ना, अंडर द प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना. उसमें पहले अलग अलग था. ओके, ओनली द पीडीएस स्टेट्स तक पहुंचाने तक ही इनका काम था, बट नाउ एवरीथिंग हैज बीन ब्रॉट अंडर दिस अम्ब्रेला प्रोग्राम, सो दैट फ्री, दैट इज फ्री एलोकेशन ऑफ फूड, दो भी फूड ग्रेन्स वो सब है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, एवरीथिंग इज नाउ अंडर वन प्रोग्राम ओनली. पहले अलग अलग थे, Jan 1 को ही उसको रिवैम्प किया था. without any name, but after 15 days or so, last year, not now, last year हुआ था ये, but after 15 days or so they have come up with renaming with the same Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana and completely umbrella scheme बना दिया है उसको. Yes, what will happen if they are not able to service? कई बार ऐसा होता है कि rural areas, very remote areas, they will not be able to provide the supply of food grains. Non-supply भी होता है. In that cases, what they do is they provide food security allowance to the beneficiary. Okay, they provide amount to them. Okay, so this is all from my end. Excuse me. Yes, now the forum is open for your queries, questions and suggestions. If you have any for further series, जो भी हमें series run करना है, I'll be more than happy to include them, incorporate your suggestions etc. in them. And one more important point. Initially एक आधे questions में थोड़ा सा confusion था. I'll remove those questions from this PDF that I'll be uploading tomorrow, and उस questions को हम लोग फिर next किसी ESI वाले session में discuss कर लेंगे. Okay, एक आधा question ऐसा था. Yes, any questions, queries? And I'm really sorry for this goof up. Suddenly मेरा pen काम नहीं कर रहा है. लिखने से थोड़ा सा ना, it would be easy for you to also to follow. I'll check it what is the problem and make sure that this wouldn't repeat. Once again, really sorry. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow same time. जो नाबार्ड ग्रेड ए 2023 के ESI phase 1 के ESI questions है, that will discuss in tomorrow's session. Okay. Phase 2 ESI paper pattern, it would be 50-50, that is 50 marks for your objective type, wherein you will be asked 30 questions, 20 questions 2 markers and 10 questions 1 marker. अब इसमें जितने भी हमने किया है 2 markers questions भी है. Okay, and the rest 50 marks they will ask you, उसमें 6 questions आपको देंगे and you have to answer only 4 questions. 2 questions of 15 marks each and 2 questions of 10 marks each. This is the pattern for ESI. Okay, already syllabus दे दिया है RBI ने. From those topics only you have to prepare. And last year के questions थे, if I remember, एक question था, it was on scheme only. They asked about the scheme और any program कुछ था, अभी मुझे सडन याद नहीं आ रहा है. Today only while I was preparing this, compiling these questions, I looked into them as well. अभी हम लोग डिस्क्रिप्टिव के लिए एक सेशन करेंगे अर्पण. इन दैट आई विल डिस्कस. I want to discuss both ESI of NABARD के questions and RBI questions as well at one time. पूरा list दे दूँगी because since majority of the topics they are almost similar. So आप इस exam के questions उसमें, उस exams के questions इसमें आप practice कर सकते हो. So that we'll do sometime. पहले हम phase 1 की अच्छे से तैयारी करते रहेंगे. थोड़े से उनके क्वेश्चंस हो गए तो देन आई विल फोकस ऑन फेज 2 दैट डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस एज वेल. अर्पण, होप आई वाज एबल टू क्लैरिफाई योर क्वेश्चन अबाउट द ESI पेपर पैटर्न. वही ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस एंड डिस्क्रिप्टिव. ओके, okay, see you all then tomorrow same time 8:30. Already आज 1 hour का क्लास हो गया. I can completely understand आप बोर हो गए होंगे. See you all tomorrow then. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.